Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another hobby hangout here on Yellow Belly Tabletop. Hope we're all ready to go with some hobby-related work. Feel free to sound off in the comments and let us know what you're going to be up to. I'll start. I'm going to be plugging away at my Kill Team Octarius terrain, which I was doing last week. So I got one finished for the painting competition for my old club. I'll see if I can massively overexpose that. Terrible lighting, Paul. Great. Let's put it here. Everybody can just about see the dim and distant picture. I'd put it on mini cam, but it's far too big to go in the box. So I've got one done. And now I've got 3 more to do the same.
Nobody told Timmy how to work. And he's bringing his own loungers with blackjack and hooker.
Yeah,
hookers.
I was going to say, I saw the blackjack hookers comment because YouTube was, do you really want to comment about blackjack and hookers? I thought, well, why not? I mean, what's the worst that can happen?
Get demonetized. Well, we've not got any money anyway.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, whatever.
Double D. We'll get double D'd. Oh, wait a minute. That's another innuendo in there somewhere.
That would be nice. Double D. So, that's what I'm up to. Just ploughing through base colours, and I don't imagine to make much progress, but such as this Games Workshop terrain, you make progress by poxy inches, don't you?
Millimeters, mate. Millimeters.
Yeah.
Inches is far too fucking far. So, what have you been up to this week, or is it literally just Octarius?
Me, this is literally all I've been doing this week. Just this damn
fucking
terrain.
hell. I might make you feel envious. So, boys and girls.
I know it's getting disgusting, the amount of crap you're getting through.
So we printed off this week some fantastic plants and rocks, scatter terrain, little scattery pieces. So there's 5 sets of Martian rocks. Guess what game they're for?
Hang on a minute. Before you get too far into this, let's try a new screen layout so people can see you a little bit larger. Obviously, you are being shot on your mobile, so it might be a little bit grainy for everybody at home. But let's make...
No, I'm moving my light, so...
Yeah, but remember, we're scaling it so it doesn't blow the CPU up in your mobile. Let's embiggen la David.
At least Tim's here. Third time lucky, eh? Tim, can you hear me now?
Not better. Just hang on.
Oh, well, you've made me big again.
Ah, I remember how I do it. Sorry, everybody. Noob. Paste. Right, try that.
Right, Tim. I'll wait until you confirm that you can actually fucking hear me, because Paul's incompetent.
Somebody could do it for themselves if they wanted. As was the original plan, if someone doesn't like it.
Right. Tim is asking if you've copied all the audio sources, so I don't know if you can still hear me. We'll find out.
Let's put
Tim.
it this way. I have a little meter that's showing that we're transmitting audio in this scene.
Right. On that basis, we'll start again. Third time fucking lucky. No, I'm not flocking you, but go ahead. Tim, don't come with the flocking jokes. I've had enough of weirdly good jokes at work today while I was working on a wheel. I got a little bit pissed at the other engineer. This week we've been doing scatter pieces. So we've got fantastic.
Those jokes just kept going round and round and round.
You're a cunt, Paul. And I fucking hate you. Fantastic plants and rocks. I bought a load of these pre-Christmas when there was a sale on. So I've got some Martian mounts, some Celtic snowstones, loads of stuff. Printed off the 5 Martian rocks for Gaslands.
Did you have to rescale them, or did you just print them raw?
That is at the size they come at. They are designed to be like little scatter pieces for 28mm men and not be ridiculous size.
No, that's fair.
I am thinking of rescaling some for giving me a variety.
Yeah, because they're actually pretty good scale for Gaslands.
Which
is why I wondered why you'd done them like naked, if you know what I mean.
And then we have these, which are, if that comes out, reef stones for Armada. So there's like a little water texture base.
Now you mentioned these, but you haven't shown them. So that
because these were on the printer last night.
Okay, yeah. So those raised areas, that's all going to be painted as water, is it?
Yeah, and then the bottom's all water texture that I'm going to do with silicon and some water effect type things. So that was the job. Fucking focus on me, you bastard. There we go. That's been my job this week, doing some 3D printed stuff. I've also done some 3D printing stuff for a commission for Paul's mate up in Scotland. That's the last pieces of that are on now because I had a failure, but gloss over that.
That was his he has D&D monies. You're doing D&D monies for him again, eh?
Yeah, D&D. Yeah, D&D.
What's he having? Monsters or characters or a bit of a mishmash?
4 characters, 2 monsters.
Oh, okay. Cool. I'll have to.
Then this week I've been on Container Overdrive. So we've got some dented containers.
Oh yeah, because you got them ready for gaming on Monday, didn't you?
Yes, I did. Sunken containers, got 2 of these. And then we've got a load that are labelled. So we've got Mishkin. We've got just a blank generic boy. We've got the Mars Express containers. We've got Mishkin, but in Russian or Ukrainian, in Cyrillic. So that's quite cool. Rutherford Logistics Company in a nice olive green. And then my favourite of the set, Miyazaki! With its kanji on the container. So that's been the other 3D printing job and painting job this week. So these were primed at the weekend, had spray a poly primer over the top of the filler primer on Sunday night, and then I just threw down some base coat colours. And then the other thing that I did on Saturday, Paul will rejoice in recounting the fucking Heath Ledger?
Heath Robinson.
Heath Robinson. There we go. I've started putting paint on my DZC buildings. So Saturday, I went at it with some PVA and Filamix. And then this is just poly primer from Vallejo. But I think that that's come out pretty fucking good, considering. And I've got 4 foot's worth to do. So the fact that I did 3 buildings on Sunday evening, I'm fucking happy with. So all in all, I think, I don't know whether I'm going to wash these, then re-highlight them with an airbrush or dry brush. I haven't quite decided yet. Or whether I'm going to highlight these with an airbrush, then just give them an all-over grubby wash that's the Vallejo dipping stuff watered down. Haven't quite decided. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. So all in all, I've had a good week, really. Still no close to painting comp. Oh, and the final thing.
Oh, yeah.
She's basically now ready for snow. Boys and girls. So we've done some, if I take the lid off
really
before
good.
I fucking throw it everywhere. We've done some washing in the recesses in there. Did some weathering on the bronze effect. Don't know if you can quite see that.
What's the detail in the courtyard area? Is there like just wooden scraps in that?
Yeah, so there's
Bits
wood,
of tile, right? Got you.
tiles, etc. The other thing is I've not highlighted these up anywhere is near because I'm going to probably put some snow over them.
Yeah, they'll be buried, so waste of time.
Exactly. So that's
nice.
that. I've also got to put some icicles that me and Paul have discussed. They're going all under here, so that'll be some silicon jobby up here, and we'll get that done. And then I got snow it, so that's the one thing I'm not looking forward to is putting snow all over this, but we'll gloss over that.
Why?
Not literally. Just because I don't quite know how. Because obviously we've both watched that Meld the Terrain Shooter video, and obviously I can get some acrylic filler and I can go along here and stipple it on and make it look really nice and all that kind of stuff, can't I?
Yeah.
I'm really unsure about how to do this bit because it's so flat, etc. I'm quite unsure. And then the other thing is I would like to try Mel's like frosting that he does with the airbrush before the deep snow.
Right.
But this isn't on a base. It's not even got a painted bottom.
Right.
So I either need to base this or I need to not bother basing this and cross that bridge when I get there.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So all in all, productive week. What have you been up to this week, Tim? Oh, Tim bought the last of some $4,000 MDF kits that he's assembling, so don't worry if he goes quiet.
Because I remember you saying that you'd ordered them, Tim. So did that? I take it they arrived in good time.
Well, they arrived.
Out of interest, what did you get? What range was it? Mordenberg or the modern stuff, or what was it?
Oh, and then I've dug some other 3D printed bits out to do this week as well. I'm on like 3D printing overdrive at the moment.
Oh, actually, I don't know. Would it be historical stuff for Tim? Because he's a bit. I think he does historicals and that as well, doesn't he? Where's the chat?
Oh, Tim's week has been recovering from the old Rona.
Oh, bless. Nice one, mate. I'm still not 100%.
Well, we're still, in theory, not even sure
oh, here
if
we
he
go.
had it,
He
even
tells
though we're
us.
Fucking adamant.
He's telling us in the comments. So he's got outpost walls and battle kiwi for Star Wars Legion. Oh wow, I bet they're cool. Bet they are cool.
Right,
I do
boys
like
and girls.
foreground stuff. Have a lot of time for the foreground stuff. Are you done showing and telling then?
Not
Oh,
quite
God.
yet, because I want opinions. We have color shift on Drop Fleet Commander Minis, so bit overexposed, but it's a blue purple. Can't remember from Green Stuff World. Do you want me to hold it back up, or
yeah, go on? Because I know we played with those minis, but it was literally years ago. Oh yeah, I remember. And it was an orange purple, wasn't it?
Yeah. It's purple blue kind of. Don't know.
And that was Green Stuff World, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's Green Stuff World color shift paint. Because I bought some and got yours while I was at it, didn't I? That goblin color that you've got. I've
got the purple green one.
Yeah.
Whatever the technical name of it.
My semi-local boys, and now I have magic dust. And that's not a euphemism for cocaine, people. I have in the box, though, violet old copper, gold pale blue, pearl violet, old silver pale violet, silver pink, and a gold orange burnt yellow. What do I think will look good on the DZC?
Not
Scourge.
silver pink. Is about.
Not.
That's my first shout. I don't think silver pink is particularly scourgy. To be honest, I think that's a bit. It lacks a certain gravitas, I think.
A gravitas?
I'm not quite sure what the hell you'd use that for, but I don't think Scourge would look great with it.
Just currently.
I'm trying to think. You should probably go for a darker one, mate, because your Shaltari are really bright.
Oh, that's actually a really good point.
UCM are quite a pale grey. Have you painted your PHR?
Yeah, they're tan.
So they tan again. You need to go for a dark one.
That is the colour shift on the Shaltari. I don't know if that's coming out particularly well, but it's a orange to purple.
Right. You want to go for a darker one, if there is one.
A darker one.
I don't know what selection you've got in there, because otherwise all of your armies are going to be the same sort of like bright, zippy ping palette, and it might look a bit. Actually, I'm going to be devil's advocate here. The only counterpoint to doing it a bright colour scheme, admittedly different to everything else but brightish, is it'll contrast well with your terrain if you do your terrain quite dark, and then all of the armies will stand against it.
Well, the only dirty dark army I own is kind of painted from somebody else's scheme. Oh, there's a fucking Shaltari gate in there. Which, to be fair, there's only one mini in here painted, but it is painted really quite well that I picked up on eBay.
Is that your resistance?
Yeah, my resistance.
I didn't realise you got.
Oh, okay. Tank with. Move over there. There you go.
Yeah,
so it's like a camo.
Military green with red detailing, is it?
Yeah, there's some red resistance fists on it, and then there's some brown and black, like tiger striping. I'm probably going to repaint these, but. And then we have a rather offensive flyer that's just like a steel colour. So that's definitely getting redone. But I do have quite a zippy gunmetal blue metallic that I'm contemplating doing the Jacksons, like the little armoured personnel carriers. And then just rusting and weathering the shit out of them.
Do you know what? Are you for the resistance? Are you going to paint everything slightly different with no real military scheme?
Yeah, there's no scheme. There's not like every other faction. I am just going to throw it together. I'm even contemplating like the 2 tanks in the set, doing one in like the that jungly camo like that guy did that I obviously bought these off.
Yeah.
And then do the second in like a tan or an urban camo. So it's just like they've fucking got them and threw them together kind of thing.
Yeah. So what's your decision on your...
I don't know. I'm trying to look and find a video or a picture of the colours so that I can actually decide.
I suppose the colour swatches aren't necessarily going to be...
accurate.
Useful. Yeah.
Fuck it. Let's watch her shit. Not watch her shit, but at least look at it. Quickly.
Is this somebody who's used the same paints?
She's done all 3 sets. Sword and Steel on YouTube. She's done all 3 sets. fucking Google, not Google, YouTube adverts. Piece of shit. Skip ad. There we go.
Yeah, as I was
That's
saying.
That's the Galaxy Dust set, not the fucking Magic Dust set. Come on, girl. Get on with it. Is that Magic Dust or is that Space Dust? No, that's still Galaxy Dust.
Sake.
Then she goes into Magic Dust. Right, okay, so she's got the green, blue, purple, gold, gold, pale blue, gold, yellow, burnt orange.
I suppose the gold pale blue is Thousand Sunsy, is it?
No, more Alpha Legion, actually.
Oh, okay.
Because obviously the yellow shifts to green, which is like that Alpha Legion colour. I don't care about the fucking galaxy colours! Don't mind me, stream, just ranting. I will be back and monitoring chat shortly. I'm just busy in other YouTube. What's that? Pale violet? Oh, that's pearl violet. So that is like a silvery violet. That's quite wacky, but that is quite similar, unfortunately, to
what's that, like a pearlescent effect?
Yeah.
Like
yeah,
a
it's
rainbow,
like silvery.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Again, it doesn't scream Scourge to me, but maybe I'm not visualizing it in my head right.
Well, we'll soon find out. Yeah, come on. Just move on to the next stuff. I can only see 2 of the magic colours at the moment. There we go. Right. See, that's the problem. The yellow to me, the gold, yellow, burnt orange, does not scream Scourge. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
It screams.
You don't want orange, mate. You've got orange on all of your others.
No, I haven't.
You got orange on your bloody Shaltari.
Yeah, well, it's orange purple, but it is mainly purple. It's copper, really. And that pearl violet's weird because it goes like yellowy. Because there's violet old copper in here, which will definitely be like the other.
Essentially, that is your Shaltari one, yeah?
Yeah. See, the old silver pale violet just doesn't shift on this mini.
That she's
got in front of the camera. Yeah, but it is a Space Marine.
So it doesn't work really as a colour shift at all then.
No.
Tell you what, it's turning into be right melodrama, this fucking stream. You're fucking...
We had 50 Shades of Grey last week.
Christ. Did everybody else feel like just throwing themselves under a bus after 20 minutes of that? Oh, which grey is it? David, nobody cares. Just paint the fucking thing grey.
I care. That's what matters.
Oh, God.
Gold. That's old silver, pale violet. No, I'm not liking that. Come on, get onto the colours at the front. Come on. Right, that's silver pink on
but...
pale violet. Yeah, see that silver pink's got like too many gunmetal hues. I know what I'm gonna do.
That's got to be a first.
Fuck you. And the horse you rode in on.
Sure you don't want to give it another hour?
No, I've got to get on with stuff. I've got to stream. I've got to paint.
It's bloody ridiculous.
Am I still big, by the way?
Yes, you're still embiggened.
Tim's made a recommendation for everyone.
Yeah.
Just speed the video up by 2.
Genius. Tim's a genius.
Right, I've decided. I've decided.
Oh, God.
Brace yourself, world.
Ding, 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 ding.
What are you ding at?
Right.
And I'm weirdly not going to prime my minis with black primer.
What, for colour shift?
Yes, and the reason being I have a glossy black paint from Vallejo.
Yeah, fair. So why not? What? Yeah, but again, still doesn't explain why. Is it because then you won't be able to see where the gloss goes down?
Exactly.
Okay, fair. Right.
I don't need to paint little soldiers, so little soldiers can fuck off for now. little tiny soldiers can fuck off.
That looks like. Yeah. That's mine.
There we go.
Finished.
Well, I've got to get like 1,000 points. I've got to get 1,000 points ready for Monday.
Got to get 1,000 points of this ready for Monday. You playing DZZ again on Monday then?
Yep, me versus Ricky. Commanders included. So Ricky's running the Shaltari, I'm running the Scourge. Because he wants to see how they play. Come on out, motherfucker. So we're going to go with the grey primer that I mixed. Because we're heathens. Fuck.
What do you mean grey primer you mixed?
I'm going for the concrete grey. That's that's a David trademark now. You put 15 drops of Vallejo grey primer in,
mate,
and then 6 drops
50
of black
Shades
primer.
of Grey was last week.
Look, so long as I can keep milking that joke, I will. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Oh, fuck, I fucked that up. This is a slightly different shit. I'm counting to 30. I failed, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Oh, my God.
What?
Nothing.
Leave me. Leave me.
On.
Yeah, you leave me alone.
What?
And
then we got Tim there, and Tim's doing terrain. Sound off in the comments for us, Tim. Thanks very much, mate. Yeah. I'm quite happy with how that terrain came out, and the ivory green worked quite well, I thought. And it weathered up nice as well. So we had the conversation a few weeks ago. I think it was 2 weeks ago, about terrain. What's your preference for terrain, Tim? Obviously, you're doing pre-coloured MDF now from the old 4Z grounder. But where do you stand on, you know, your perfect or your ideal terrain? Plastic? MDF you got to paint? If you could choose, what would you choose?
And why? Okay, my video's just died, I think.
Well, I can see you.
Oh no, it's back.
I was going to say I can see you on my OBS screen. So if it's not making it to Joe Public, I'm a bit confused, bumbled.
No, my VidMe link for me monitoring just went black screen, and I was like, oh fuck.
Your mobile's not dying, is it?
No, it's on charge. So it's probably about 1 billion degrees.
What's Tim? Has Tim come back to us? No, Tim must be head down in the old MDF nest.
Either that, or his hands are covered in PVA like some sort of small school child, and he's going to peel it off afterwards.
That's probably a thing. So my car went through the MOT without any serious expense. So
well, that's good to know.
Yeah, and I offloaded my old CD collection to Music Magpie. Because now I'm a total convert to Spotify. I don't use anything else other than Spotify for music. So I got rid of all my old CDs, barring about 8 or 10 that don't appear to be available on Spotify because they're just so old or so obscure. And I made I made about 100 notes, just getting rid of crap to Music Magpie. So I recycled it into the X-Wing 2nd edition conversion kits.
Of course you did.
Right, terrain. XPS with a hot wire cutter, sand, flock and go bananas. Perfect, because you can make anything. Yeah. And to be fair, with like base ready mixes, a mixture of grout, sand, static grass, you can just churn it all in a bucket and just slap it on with PVA. They're really quick to finish as well. Yeah, it makes sense, mate. Makes sense.
So, counterpoint to Tim's point there. What about commercially available options for those that lack certain hobby skill? Me being one of them.
You don't lack skill, you lack confidence. It's not the same thing.
one and the same in my book.
Pardon me coughing, everybody. Fingers in your ears. Like Tim, I'm still recovering from the lurgy.
I'm not going to curse it by saying something, but I am honestly amazed that I still haven't had the fucker yet.
Well, to be fair, I haven't. I did 6 tests, all negative, but it was a hell of a lot more than a cold, I can tell you that. I mean, plus the fact, obviously, Tim's set his stall out there, but he is sitting there assembling pre-painted MDF, so I'm imagining that's probably, you know, he had the money, so fuck it, why not? why not cut a corner or two? Hard plastic is good too, or Fogu resin. Yeah, MDF is fine as long as you don't have natural forms. Yeah, because it's very angular. Yeah, foam buildings he doesn't like because they just have that cheap feel to them. And they're not very robust, Tim, are they? You've got to treat them with kid gloves or they end up with chips and cracks and splits. They're not very hard wearing foam. I suppose, to be fair, we shouldn't really complain too much that we've got as many options as we've got. I mean, talk about being spoiled.
Yeah, it's a first world problem, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much an embodiment of it. Right, so I've got to paint this one exactly the same as the other one, so...
Have fun with that.
Well, to be fair, I don't have to. I'm just being bleeding lazy because it's so easy to miss details. I'm using the other one as a reference and just copying the colours down to make sure I don't miss something.
I was going to say, you are sure you haven't missed any colours on that one, haven't you?
To be honest, I've been over it so many times with washing it, pigment powdering it, varnishing.
I thought you was about to say powder coating it. I was like, what the fuck?
So, yeah, I've had a good few chances. To be fair, actually, I don't know if anybody can see this at home, but I did actually miss a detail on here. Shock horror. This wrapped pipe where I've got my finger here is completely unshaded because I painted it brown right after I'd done everything else. So when I go do my wash step on these other three, I need to go back in and hit that to give it some definition. That's all I'm going to do. I'm not going to reapply pigment powders or anything just for that small bit. But like I say, it needs a wash of some kind because it's as flat as hell at the minute. But these GW terrain pieces are so busy. It was absolutely inevitable I was going to miss something.
Well, that and you're old and blind.
Yeah, I was going to say. I'm sure there are those who can smash this stuff out. But I can't.
You are not one of them.
Yeah, no. That ain't me. But we're getting there. If I can get these pieces of terrain done, then this entire Kill Team box will be done.
Then you can treat yourself to the next one. Oh, wait a minute, you already did.
Yeah. Well, I've got two now, haven't I? I've got Chalnath and Nakmund both to paint. Because I'm a martyr. Oh, I tell you what, let's tell everybody about my purchase of the week. Not only did I spend a few quid upgrading my X-Wing collection to 2nd edition, finally, because that game's bloody amazing and is such a lot of fun. I thought it was worth doing. But a mate of mine tipped me off. Our local charity shop had a sealed copy of Warcry Catacombs, the start set. 74 quid. Which I didn't think was too bad. So I dropped the money on that as well.
Hence why you're now the proud owner of it.
Yeah. And although I had a Warcry warband to play, I didn't have any of the starter sets, so I had no rule books or anything like that. I just used to piggyback off other people. But now at least I've got boards and a starter set, so job's a good one. So I am almost fully converted to the dark side now. My GW fanboy hat is in the post. Oh, that's great.
You got my copy as well?
No, I'm not buying you one. Because you're a salty old bastard who hates GW.
No, correction.
No, you are.
No, I hate the main games.
Here we go. Here we go.
You open this can of worms.
You'd never done arguing, eh?
I'm young, I've got the stamina, mate.
That's true. I just give in. I played Age of Sigmar on Tuesday. No, at club. Played my Tzeentch again, and I had a really tough match. I've got some pictures I'll show everybody later. But yeah, my Tzeentch demons were given a bloody run for their money. We only finished.
But you were paying. Oh no, you weren't paying. I thought you was playing his Nurgle, but you weren't.
No. To be fair, I found his Nurgle easier than his bloody Night Haunts that he was playing last night. On Tuesday night. As I say, I was clinging on for dear life by the end of turn 3, and if we hadn't run out of time, I'm 90% sure I'd have lost.
How warm are you?
Your airbrush overheating again?
I would be amazed if my airbrush was overheating, retard.
Why?
My compressor?
Oh,
yes.
Oh,
airbrush?
dear.
No.
Shut up. Shut up. You nonce. Did you have any snow?
Yes, we did.
Yeah, we've had snow 2 days on the trot. Bloody
Oh,
weird.
we only had it today. Yeah, I mean April, and it's fucking. It's the most snow we've had all winter.
It's a bit weird.
Could be worse. Could be like that year you moved away, and in May we had all the April showers. So much slow, your old house got flooded.
Yeah, that was pretty grim.
Well, it was 110 mil in 24 hours, so quite a lot.
Pardon me. La. Oh dear.
I'm now paying the price for not putting any flow improver in my primer.
Was it blocking?
Yeah, a little bit. To be fair.
So you had another massive carnage game of
Gaslands, yeah, 6-man Gaslands.
Yes, on Monday, didn't you?
Yep, de facto winner right here. But yeah, we had a good race. I mean,
what did you have? 6 players in the end, 1 car each.
6 players, 1 car each out of 40 cans. 3 new players, one of which has played 1 game before. So yeah, it was a bit carnage. Even did you see Wayne's comment in the Discord
about him? He
leave,
stays away from club and everybody plays his favourite game.
Yeah. Right.
Gutted.
I officially hate Scourge tanks.
Why? What's wrong with them?
Just all of the recesses. I'm trying to get primer on everything, aren't I? And
oh, right, okay. Are you getting little blank spots?
Yeah, because I'm currently painting. Yeah, I'll admit, I'm not doing my usual good job of monitoring chat.
Yeah, thanks, Tim. Yeah, my coughing's coming along well. I think I've had plenty of practice. Yeah, the phone buildings get blown away when anybody opens a door. Yeah, that is true.
You know, put enough slate on their base. Weigh them down. Use a house brick. Oh, wait a minute, it'll damage them. I love it when I paint miniatures with an airbrush and the airbrush pressure blows the fucking miniature away.
Well, you're not holding them.
Yes, I am. And then I let go of them and do the next one and the overspray air.
Oh,
I am.
Okay.
I am spraying at like 30 odd psi.
Okay.
Because I.
And you are putting them down literally right in front of where you spraying.
Yeah, well, this is my spray box. This is. You can get one yourself if you go to the shop and buy some shoes. Also, people at home working in a well-ventilated area don't do what I do, which is spray with the window shut.
And no mask.
Yeah. Do as I say.
Public safety announcement.
Do as I say, not as I do.
You'll be having a dry cough soon. Bloody bronchiectasis from all that paint dust.
It's all right. I vape, remember?
That's true. Damage is already done. Yeah, my pipe smoking might be a nostalgic thing of the past. Because Ross is doing really well with her quitting. So I'm gonna have to follow suit. Can't let her do it all on her own. Not looking forward to it, but it'll be good for me.
Well, I mean, you probably need those lungs considering how badly you've been coughing lately.
Yeah, they are handy, lungs, you know, as accessories go.
I think they're overrated, to be brutally honest.
You know, they're better. They're more like, they're not like kidneys. I mean, you do need the two.
You can get by with one.
Not particularly effectively.
Yeah, but we didn't necessarily say effective here. We just said we can get
one would consider things, you know, luxurious indulgences like walking, for example.
Walking is not a fucking indulgence.
Well, that's exactly what I'm saying. And when you've got a single lung, you can end up hypoxic to the point where you can't even manage normal ambulation, son. Like I say, lungs ain't kidneys. Your body can't survive with one.
Or livers.
Well, it does survive with one liver, unless you're different.
You're bellend. You know what I mean.
No, if I knew what you mean, I wouldn't have corrected you.
Look, you bodily function Nazi. Oh no, sorry, I said the M word. That's this video completely demonetized.
See if anyone notices.
1, 2, 3.
Pardon me.
Right, that is... Ah, fuck, nearly lost everything.
Nearly never happened.
Oh, go fucking suck a dick. Bye, turret! Right, we're going to knock the compressor off for a minute, because that be warm. But all of my DZC is primed. So, well, all of my DZC bar my troops is primed.
Well, how did I do that? Oh, I see how I did that. Okay, whatever.
You old and forgetful and forgot to take notes again.
Well, I know the moulding isn't particularly crisp on this bit of this boiler, and I couldn't remember how I'd painted these pipes, whether I'd done them as electrical cables or metal or what, so...
Right, I've kind of done that, so that's job 1 done for the night. And it's 8 minutes to 9, so I'm calling that a good win.
Blimey.
So, things we want to talk about this week.
Well, the only thing that I'd like to do is go through that Blood on the Water stuff, because that looks pretty damn cool.
It looks so fucking good. The other thing I want to talk about is that Kickstarter I showed you last night, actually.
Remind me, we were talking about... Oh, yeah, that...
Star Scrappers Battle Drill.
Yeah, that cute little game. I was reflecting upon that today. So do you want us to go live with your screen and you can do a little bit
I'm nowhere near ready to go live for my screen. I'm busy scraping out my airbrush because all my fucking thingies dried on the inside.
Okay.
My primer's dried, so I'm just on that operation at the moment. I'll give you a shout when I'm ready. So if you want to fart and funny around with your what's it called? Your game.
Actually, that's a good point. I just realised I set all the stuff up, but I didn't check the OBS desktop page and see what link was on that. Let us transition to the OBS desktop page and see what's going on.
Yeah, make sure you turn off your high quality porn.
That's what we're after.
Are you Blood on the Watering or are you gaming?
No, this is for Blood on the Water. Actually, can I change this?
Sarah, I don't know if you transitioned us,
Here
but
we go.
YouTube is black as fuck.
Okay.
There we go.
So let's do this first. So these are the pictures. Well, sort of the pictures from my game. I'm assuming everybody can see this. Now, rather than bat naughtily, I didn't take any pictures because I was so engrossed in the game and frankly still a bit fatigued and COVID eyes, so I didn't even think about it. So Patrick, my opponent, took these pictures and sent them along to me so that I could share them with everyone. So we played Age of Sigmar 3rd edition, 1,000 points. I played my Disciples of Tzeentch Demons list that I always play. 2 units of 10 pink horrors. Here you can see them on their old fantasy movement trays. I think it's called a Fate Skimmer on Burning Chariot. Essentially, it's a Herald of Tzeentch champion on a chariot. We've also got a unit of 3 Screamers, which are the flying manta ray things, and a Demon Prince of Tzeentch at the back there with wings and snazzy blue skin. And that's essentially all you get for 1,000 points, because these 2 battle line units of pink horrors are more than half of my army because they're fucking ridiculous. And Patrick was running Nighthorns. Now, he'd got 3 battle line units. Don't know what any of the stuff's called, so you'll just have to bear with me. This big thing front and centre was his general, some sort of wizardy ghost. I think these are called chain rasps because they had a ridiculous. These have got a rule where their attacks number is equal to the number of enemy models within 2 inches. So it doesn't matter how many models there are within 2 inches, they attack them all once, which is berserk.
Question for you, Paul. Have you got big pictures up on your screen at the moment, or only little previews?
I've got a big-ish picture. Why?
Because I just can't see it on the YouTube at the moment, but I think my YouTube might be playing up.
No, that will be right.
Because you've not got the previews running.
Yeah.
You're viewing the folder, not the area that you're pulling stuff up, aren't you?
Yeah.
Good job I pointed that out. That could have been embarrassing.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to close that because that is obviously not working for everyone. And then what I'm going to do is what I did last time we did this a few weeks ago. I am going to
make a file for moving them, yeah?
I'm going to create a slideshow because then that appears as a digital thing that Windows.
Well, here's a question. While you're making a slideshow...
Hang on a minute. Stop.
I was just going to ask while you was making a slideshow if you wanted me to keep you entertaining and having a look at the, what's it called?
Hang on.
That battle drill.
Slideshow. Boom. Right. Let's go to here. And let's change this to...
Let that kick on and get up to full, and then it can cool off.
No, that isn't going to work. So what did you want me to do?
Well, I was going to say to you, if I sort my screen out so I can talk to people about Battle Drill, that'll give you a chance to sort that out for you, won't it?
So if we go
Hang on. I'm not ready this second. Let me just get there. Can you hear me still, sir?
Yes, yeah. Tell me when you're ready.
Let me go to stream channel, share screen, and go live. Should be now working for you, Paul. There should be a Discord for you.
Oh, right.
Because let me take a wild guess, it's not set up.
No.
Bollocks.
Right. You're on.
I'm on and I'm live, am I?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. we're good.
This is why we need to come on a lot earlier so that we can get all this stuff set up.
That's fine. So, Star Scrappers now has a second edition coming. The first edition came tail end of 2020. The Kickstarter's in its last few hours before it is good to go. And
because I can't remember how we came across this. Did you just come across this just searching?
I just stumbled across this as recommended for me. Where's the fucking search button? Let me try again. Star Scrappers 2, go. That's not helpful. Star.
Weren't you on it a minute ago?
No, that's the
first one.
That's the version 1, yeah.
Okay. Yes, that's not helpful.
Star Scrappers Battle Drill Volume 2. Here we go. It's in the last 48 hours. I'm backing this after I finish stream tonight. In it, we get some beautiful minis. And you get the core set from the first edition. So, from the looks of it on Tinterweb, it's 3 to 6 mini skirmish. 4 different factions available. So there's the Space Cowboys, there's the Mars guys that are aliens, there's a mech faction, and then there's a second alien faction. I've currently got the free model from this on my 3D printer. And yeah, there you go. There's some gorgeous metanols. Weedlocks are the other ones. So the Weedlocks are like a faction that's kind of plant insect based, which is quite cool. The Terrons are the Space Western Cowboys. And then the Hydrons are the Martian Empire. And then there's some other factions and free spirits, like the mercenaries and stuff. I mean, the minis look gorgeous. I'm sat here thinking I can either A, play it for this game, or B, play Stargrave with it.
Yeah. I think that's a good shout.
Because they're so unique and characterful, and I can mix like all of my factions together to make my Stargrave warband. I had a word with Ricky about this today, actually. I sent him a link while I was at work. And he messaged me after work tonight. He goes, "Are you back in that game, or what's happening?" So I think that has kind of thrown my arm. I mean, it got decent reviews, and the entire kind of concept behind this is it's print and play. So there is literally no deliverables from the Kickstarter other than PDFs for the rules and cards and that kind of thing. That
I was just about to ask you what happens with the cards, but they're print and play as well, are they?
Yeah. And then all of the minis are pre-supported STLs. And I opened their sample one tonight. And when I opened it, put it into the slicing software, I had no islands pull. It was glorious.
Ooh. That'd be interesting to see if that's a one-off or whether they're actually models are that good.
If the models are that good, I will be over the moon. I mean, the fucking train. The train is gorgeous.
Because
there's
it's
some nice
rare you don't get islands with models.
Yeah, I know. So yeah, it's a nice, neat, little looking game. The other thing, the elephant in the room, is what we've said with every other Kickstarter when we were on our Kickstarter rant the other week of, oh, well, we'll unlock something at 4,300, at 5,100, at 5,900, at 6,700, at 7,500, etc., etc., etc. So there is that. I mean, this.
Yeah, but that's
this
what people want, isn't it?
Yeah, some of these are gorgeous, gorgeous minis.
I did, obviously being me, the first thing I did was look at the PDF of the rules.
Yeah, I had a quick look at that this evening, and it looks all right.
It looks okay. The thing, it didn't grab me though, and I'll tell you for why. It didn't grab me because I didn't see anything that was being done that was new.
Unique.
You know, and again, I was thinking about this today at work. This is again, and it's resurrected that it's resurrected that feel bad that I had about Scythopian Wars.
Yeah.
Because again, you compare the actual game Scythopian Wars with this.
Scythopian had way more depth.
It's got more. It had something new to offer in its core game mechanics, and this doesn't. But what it does have is fantastic models coming out of your arse and backwards, which is why it's been a success. Do you know what I mean?
That and it's a continuation of their universe because they've got several games set in this universe.
Have they, like other ball games and stuff?
Yeah, so there's Orbital. I was just down there actually. I'll scroll back down to find it. There's Orbital and Cave-In, which are like 2 board game versions of this.
Okay.
There's obviously the V1 of this, and then there's now V2 of this. And also, it's fucking Space Cowboys. Like, let's be brutally honest here in the room. Who doesn't love a good cowboy? Who doesn't love a good sci-fi mini? Who doesn't love both of them together? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm a bit more take it
again
leave it for that.
Well, I've said to you about this year getting into Wild West Exodus, which is similar sort of cowboy sci-fi steampunk vibes. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So this gives me kind of an opportunity to springboard into it if I go play some Stargrave with some people that want to play Stargrave, and then it's like, oh, should we play some Wild West Exodus?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I think the idea of reusing these models for Stargrave is genius. But I mean, again, I think Wild West Exodus has got a lot more going on.
Oh yeah, Wild West Exodus has all its cards, its guts and glory mechanic, everything else.
Yeah. It appeals to me out of the two.
Yeah, and again, it does to me too. But I own a 3D printer, and there's certain lads at club that are anti a certain high street store. So let's cater to the people that are anti high street store.
Oh yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Not only that, I mean, again, to be fair, this game is so easy to pick up. I would definitely, if I was in the group down there, I'd definitely be giving it a go with. I'd be up for giving it a go.
Yeah, again, I will admit I am a bad Kickstart backer because I backed Bloodfields whenever that was 2 and a bit years ago, and I've still not printed a single faction for it or played it. So hopefully between this and Bloodfields, I will get a kick up the arse to actually fucking do something with the stuff that I own files for.
That is difficult though. I mean, I'm just as guilty with Mythic Battles Pantheon. I mean, I've played a couple of games in fuck knows how many years. There's still got tons of stuff that's unopened, expansions and stuff. So it is really difficult with these mega Kickstarters to, just to get them on the table. I mean, and Jesus, I didn't even need to print the stuff. I only needed to unpack it and paint it. And I still didn't do it.
Right, sir. I am done with my demonstration.
Right. You can tell me whether
you're fucking up again.
Yeah. So what I've done, let's go to here.
Just tell me when you're ready to transition away from me.
Right, everybody. Everybody should now be able to see embiggened picture on my
Yeah, we can.
right, excellent. Let's get rid of that. Make it full screen. So, as I was saying before, there's my Siege forces in the back. These snazzy disc-shaped objects are the objectives. So I think it was Tectonic Upheaval, the mission we rolled out of the General's Handbook thing, or Battle for Champions book, or whatever the hell it's called now. Essentially the pitch battle scenarios. So there's points each round were 2 points for holding the alpha objective, which is determined randomly out of the 3 each turn, 1 point for holding a beta objective, and 2 points for scoring your battle tactic or secondary objective in a given turn. So, pardon me. That was the situation when we were setting up. So what quickly happened was the forces got divided and bogged down. My pink horror units, the first one ran onto this central arch objective, and the other pink horror unit ran into this objective here. My chariot sort of stayed back to buff both and support them as needed. And the demon, who's just out of shot in the top centre there, and his screamers ran into this little area on objective 3. Because I had the first turn. So at the end of my first turn, I scored a perfect 6 points. I got my secondary, I held the alpha and both beta objectives. So I got 6 points on turn 1. What happened was, in this third objective where I've got my demon prince and my screamers, Patrick basically answered me by putting in a hero that was roughly equivalent to my demon prince and some great big 3-wound ghost base models that were a bit of a match for my screamers. And it meant that for most of this game, this third objective was just nobody's for control. We just cancelled each other out.
Yeah.
So that pretty much neutered that for most of the game, to be fair to Patrick. But yeah, the biggest thing for me was my pink horrors units. When they start to split, like you can see here, into brimstones and blue horrors, they just take ages to grind through them. And it meant that I was often outnumbering and controlling the objectives. So by turn 3, I think I'd managed to accrue a 4-point lead, and I was quite lucky in that he didn't manage to take out any of my heroes. That's the setup shot showing the Demon Prince and the Screamers before they rushed on that objective. Here's some of his units. He had this massive blob of 20 little Night Gaunt things, and then these guys are slightly more powerful. There were 10 of those, but they were all still battle line, and they all basically mobbed into this central objective, and it just became those two units trying to chew through my pink horrors for the entire damn game. This was towards the end when I was just scratching I was down to just a few brimstones and he was just down to like less than half his night haunts. It was an absolute bloodbath in that central objective. But as I say, by the end of turn 3 I was ahead by 4 points, but the problem is everything was dying. I'd lost one pink horror unit in its entirety, so that's 50 wounds gone. This one was down to its last 9 bases of brimstones, so 9 wounds, and then this unit was gone. Admittedly, he didn't have a lot else left himself, just these Night Haunts, but one thing he does have as the Night Haunt player is healing. He can keep adding models back, which I can't do. So the last 2 turns would have definitely, I think, swung it, because I was just getting to the point where I was stretched so thin, I couldn't stop him scoring.
I mean,
So
that
it
again,
it ended at the perfect time for me.
We've kind of always found that about with your pink horrors, though. They're just a blob that will tar anything down, won't they?
Definitely. But the problem is the army. If you do come across an army that can put out the damage and they can grind you down, then you are gonna struggle to go the full distance, because you start off with so little. The other thing that I did do was I used my summoning points just to summon some brimstones, but I didn't. What I need, it's my own fault. What I should do is expand my model collection so that I've got better things to be summoning with my summoning points than just a handful of brimstones. But as I say, it was partly my fault. I need to expand my model collection to do it properly. Even if I get myself a few more of those Heralds of Tzeentch, those sort of champion guys, they can be summoned for 12 points, and they're quite versatile, and they're yet another spellcaster, so they accelerate your summoning. So I'll have to do that at some point. So
you should have a look for some alternative models, mate.
Well, yeah, I could do that as well, actually. Look at some stuff that maybe you can 3D print for me or whatever. That's not a bad call. So the other thing with
then it'll stop it being so samey, won't it, as well?
I'm not too worried about that, because to be fair, being samey with Age of Sigmar is not a bad thing, because Christ almighty, trying to keep all the rules straight in my head. I don't want to add a ton of new battle scrolls to the army, because I'll just forget all the rules.
I'm not saying add new battle scrolls. What I'm saying is maybe some feature piece heralds. Do you know what I mean? And then demote the GW ones that you've got to the ones you summon.
Well, to be fair, for summoning, I can only summon a bog standard basic herald on foot, so I can't summon anything exotic. Because, I mean, really, we've talked about it before. What I need to do is buy myself some Lords of Change and go for the bloody Cult of Change thing, Guild of Summoners Pact army build, where I can just summon a fucking Lord of Change for less than it costs to summon 10 brimstones, which is broken AF. That's what I should do. But I don't want to spend 70 quid on a fucking Lord of Change. Well, I wouldn't object doing it. I just can't afford to do it, if that makes sense.
Well, again, AOS, isn't it? While you do play it, it isn't your jam. Do you know what I mean?
Definitely not. It's one of those games. I played it because Patrick asked me to. It's it's like you say. If somebody gives me 2 or 3 alternatives, I'm not going to play AOS. But if somebody wants it, then yeah, I'll play it. So, Blood on the Water. Now, when we first saw this,
is something we're both excited for, isn't it?
Very much so. When we first saw this, I thought this was just like models, but it turns out that actually it's a hell of a lot more than that. So as this little header says here, new rules. The book for the supplement book, whatever the term they're using, has got background artwork, etc., thematic stuff, but it's a fully updated version of the rules. I think they refer to it as version 2.2. So they are updating and tweaking some of the core rules in the game. I don't think, from what I've read, that there are any wholesale massive changes, but there are certain tweaks. One of the things that they've added is a reaction mechanic, which allows you to take actions in your opponent's activations. So they detail it here.
That sounds cool.
It does sound very cool because it's something that you don't often see done in war games. Does Drowned Earth have a reactions mechanic?
Yes, it does have some reaction mechanics, I believe.
Because you see it in Infinity, you see it in Drowned Earth, but I can't think of that many.
Bolt action has it slightly with going down, doesn't it? But it's not like full reaction step. Yeah.
Ambush, yeah, as well. Yeah, but it's slightly niche in that game. Very specific. But yeah, so essentially what happens is reactions may be done in reaction, really, to an opponent's action. You have to spend will points to do them, so they're not free.
There's a finite resource there.
Yeah, so they've linked it into the willpower mechanic, which is good because obviously there's a balancing thing, isn't there? And apparently there are 6 to choose from, and I don't think they list all 6. They just give you some examples. So, bolster is a reaction performed when an enemy character makes a grapple or drown against you. When rolling their opposed roll for this action, the bolstering player, i.e. you, scores an ace on a 5 instead of a 7. So it makes it easier for you to avoid being grappled or drowned, as I read it.
Yeah.
The other one is dodge. A dodge reaction is performed when an enemy character makes a combat action against this character, whether in base contact or not, and it gives you +2 dexterity for the action, so making you harder to hit.
That's cool.
As I say, like it a lot.
I'm excited. I'm really excited. The minis I'm looking forward to are the Doctors. The new Doctor set.
Well, hang on. Let's carry on with the rules before we get onto the factions itself, because they've also got advanced terrain rules. So apparently there are 3 full pages dedicated to new scenery types that add on to scenery types in the core rules, which is pretty nuts. 3 pages. Zip lines are previewed here. Basically, if a character moves onto any point of a zip line, move them straight to the bottom of the zip line and discard any remaining movement. You can choose to let go of a zip line at any point of your movement and then fall, following normal rules. And you still do charging from above when dropping from zip lines. Oh my god, this is going to be so cinematic.
Just bear with me while I open the door, swings down zip line, fucking kicks face in.
Yeah, swings halfway along the zip line, then drops off Lib's zip line, lands on enemy model, attacking them from above. That's going to be so cool.
I can see your little shitbag, your little pauper guy, doing that so well. Do you know what I mean? Because he's shit most other places.
Well, to be fair, that's those starter set models. To be honest, once I get my Strigorian gifted, I'm probably not going to play them much. They were literally just for like demo games at the club. Boats, every faction has got its own boat model, and then there are now rules for boats in the game, and you can make a command ability, cast off, move the entire boat and any characters currently on the boat up to 12 inches, staying within the same body of water. The boat itself can move further than this, but the character using this ability cannot exceed 12 inches. If at least one character with the boat crew ability is on the boat, this command ability only costs 1 command point, and the boat may move up to 18 inches. So your
Right.
guild players with their gondoliers are going to be absolutely fucking laughing at that. Yeah.
Didn't I hear you
so
say there's
many
one?
calls.
There's one per faction as well.
Yeah,
They're doing now.
yeah. Let's see if I can go to. It did show me. I found a post last night. Carnevale, Blood on the Water. Let's go here. Huge new Carnevale releases. Was this the one? Yeah, this was the one I was on last night. So yeah, here we go. Version 2.2, new book, new rules, new Streets of Venice releases. So here's all some of your new terrain. You've got like bloody scaffolding. Oh, yeah, we talked about this. So this is an entirely new terrain set that's designed to fill a 2x2 area.
The OG one's been canned, hasn't it? They're getting rid of it.
So you've got construction materials. Where are the boats? There's so many articles, people. Jesus, the stuff's coming out. This is the Prelude event article because they had an event miniature. I think this was for Adepticon. Yeah, so they had an event miniature for Adepticon, which was all right. Not really my bag, that sort of thing. It must be here. No, that's right. So if you click on that, you get an error. Where if you click continue reading, you don't get the error. Well written article. Nice. So this outlines. Let's cover these before we go on to the boats. So each faction within the game is going to get an entirely new starter box. So you've got the gifted here. With the models in this one are just nuts. They're just absolutely crazy. The gifted are going to be my second faction, I think. I'm going to run Strigoi as my primary, and then gifted as my second. But there's this weird miniature here, look, which is like double-sided. Two people fused together.
Oh wow!
So, and they're literally two people fused together because they've got like she's got 4 feet fused at the heels.
Siamese twins?
I don't know what it is because one's Afro-Caribbean and one's white, but one looks like it's wearing a mask. I mean, it says, where does it say? So this miniature is called Innamorati, two lovers ripped apart by the calamity and reunited below the deranging rent in the sky. So
so they're basically like Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah, but
and
then
been put back together,
been welded together by some weird Cthulhu magic madness.
Forces. Yeah.
And then you've got the guy in the baby grow with the loot, which is just freakish. And then two of these guys look very similar, but one's sort of short and goofy looking, and the other's very elegant and sword wieldy. As I say, weird miniatures, absolutely nuts. I like the quirkiness of them. They're probably not the best miniatures, but I do like the quirkiness of them. Dock workers for the guild. Again, if you like this sort of thing, very, good, but I'm not really particularly into the guild. That model at the back with the slightly buck teeth and the vivid orange hair is hysterical. But yeah, there's some new guild for you. Okay, so that doesn't work. We can't go back using... Yeah, it's dying. Sort your database, sort your website out, TTCombat, because it's bloody crap. What else we got here? These look amazing.
What are these? Are these the doctors or?
No, these are the feral besiegers for the Rashad. Essentially,
Yes.
it's just a box of fucking insane monsters. I don't know what you think, but I think these are probably my favourite models because they're just crazy.
I like them. They're cool as a concept and an idea. I'm not overly sold on the two at the back. I like the frogs.
The ones with the weird sideways heads, yeah. They're a
Yeah.
bit weird. They are weird. I don't think there's any other way to describe it. I mean, look at the arms, for fuck's sake. They're just completely messed up.
I mean, I get why.
Odd. Very odd.
Because of the great rend in the sky. I get it entirely, but they just seem really weird and alien to me. Do you know what I mean?
These look cool. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Sorry, I'm going to go back if I can. Yes, we can. Because the website isn't broken, and we're going to go opening new tabs so we don't keep getting the bloody database error thing. Venetian Navy for your patricians, sir. I love them.
I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of them.
Aren't you? I mean, they're a bit boring because they're just like militaristic figures. But I don't know. I think they're cool.
Oh, don't get me wrong. The sculpts are cool. They're cool minis, but again, if box of them versus the set I've painted,
there's no
every day.
There's no real variety there. They're a bit samey. I get it. This is what here's your undead. So the doctors look like they're going down an undead route. So
playing with Dr. Frankenstein style.
Yeah, exactly. We're leaning. I mean, you can see with this guy here in the front, we're leaning heavily into the Dr. Frankenstein thing. There's 2.5 Dr. Frankensteins there, for fuck's sake. But yeah. So yeah, I imagine you'll be picking that up, won't you?
Yes, I will.
Knights Hospitaller. I haven't looked at this. Again, not really familiar with the faction.
Vatican City faction, isn't it?
They look okay. Again, I'm a bit underwhelmed by these models because they just look generic fantasy. Don't get me wrong, they're nice enough, but they're just not weird enough. Do you think?
I mean, again, that I will give TTCombat credit for that. We're both not overly fans of the guild, but at least the guild feel unique. Do you know what I mean? They feel like they belong in that setting, like they're Italian thingies.
The thing is that they're a disorganized rabble. They're everyman. These are just generic fighty guys to me. They don't really have...
hired by the Vatican to sort shit out.
You know... I mean, you've got... Just in the guild miniatures I've got, you've got a woman who's obviously a fisherman for a living. You've got a bloke who's obviously a gondolier for a living.
Street urchin that nicks stuff is a pickpocket.
Yeah, and then the guy with the crossbow he's a bit vanilla and a bit bland. But these... I mean, they're well executed and brilliantly painted. I mean, this guy with the cross on his chest and the full tabard, it's a fantastic mini, but it's just a bit meh.
I saw even Patrick was getting excited for Blood on the Water.
Was he?
Yeah, there was a post in the group, I think, for them particular like Venetian guys,
and this
them that you got on screen at the moment, them knights.
Oh, that makes sense actually, because he loves his who were those? The Black Templars. So he loves that look. And this is what I'm excited for. The fucking vampires. And so so these are the new models for the vampire faction. You'll spot a theme here, look. Wings, 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 wings. I wonder what this
Somebody
is
try
to
tell us something.
Yeah. So this is the boats. I won't bother clicking on each of these and going to bigger images because they're pretty clear anyway. So you've got a boat for the doctors. Obviously, each of the boats is ever so slightly different. I mean, I think the hulls look very similar, but they've all got different detailing on them to create a look that's unique for each one. The Guild Dow, the Patrician Brig, the Rashar Schooner with floating cages,
that's awesome.
and the Strigoi one with the massive forecastle. That and the floating coffins. So cool. So, yeah. And the Vatican cog.
And I believe you get Vlad the Impaler as well at some point. Not Vlad the Impaler. Actually Count Dracula.
Yeah, he's already been out. He's already been out for a while. You get Dracula and his brides to be fair, he's a bit broken, so he's received a nerf. But that's the new releases. So you've got models and boats for every faction. We've got the rulebook that we've discussed. But what they've also talked about, because they keep doing releases every week for this, what they've got is they've discussed some of the rules. So if we do the two that are for us, so the Strigoi, they've got an article on each faction and its new rules. So the Strigoi, this is the box. All of the factions are having their faction abilities overhauled because some they felt were a bit underpowered and didn't really do much. So
and some were a little bit broken.
They've taken this opportunity just to revamp them. I'll be honest, I haven't really played much because I only played starter games, so you don't use stuff like this. So I don't know how much this differs from the original Strigoi one, but I do love this ability. All friendly characters with a vampire keyword within 6 inches receive a hidden counter, so they can't be seen, which I just think is going to be amazing for theme and atmosphere. So I'll be able to attack from hiding and disappear. It's just great. This is what you said. So Vlad Dracula's already in the game. They have nerfed him. They've changed some of his abilities, but they have slightly reduced his cost. So yeah, Vlad has been nerfed a little. Sorry everybody that relied on him to win entire games on his own. Although not really sorry, because he's 3 ducats cheaper. So, and then they detail what they've done. So he's changed some of his. He's got 1 less point of attack. Changed his halberd damage. His transformation command ability has been changed, etc. And he no longer has vampiric attack. Boo-hoo! So these are, and then they just go and, because they've changed a lot of the old model cards. They've changed points levels. They've nerfed overpowered models. Tried to balance and readjust everything.
The doctors, for example, have received a nerf basically across the board.
Yes.
But they have received a points reduction accordingly.
Yeah. So they discuss in the article, we've obviously talked about Vlad, but then they go on and they discuss some of the other changes. So the Romani get changes, etc. And they just sort of cover in general what's going on. Then the important thing, where they basically say one of the unique abilities the vampires are going to get is this aerial attack ability. So a lot of the vampire models are now going to have the ability to fly, essentially. And all of that is going to be covered into the new version of the rules where models can literally fly about the battlefield. And it's going to be fucking cool.
Insane.
So yeah, that's the Strigoi, and we'll just have a quick look at the doctors because that's your bag, isn't it?
Yeah, that's my jam. Ricky's just arrived as well.
How, Ricky? So for the doctors, similar to the vampires, you get a brand new faction ability. Do you remember what your old one was?
No, because I haven't played a game yet.
That, to be fair, they say here that the command ability was very fluffy, but they didn't find their playtesters and the people feedback said that it was just shit. It was very thematic, but you couldn't leverage it, you couldn't do anything with it. So they've tweaked it. Basically, what it does now is it allows you to drain a model of all its will points, double them, and then give them to somebody else. So I imagine this
is that will left or will altogether?
One character loses all of their will points. For every will point lost, the other character replenishes 2.
Yeah,
and
so it'll be will points left. What you'll do is use it on a Hollow Man or equivalent, or Madman, yeah, because the Hollow Man are the drained ones. And then you'll put all them into. There's a guy in my starter set that's got a weapon that can only shoot when he's got will points. So you'll just give him that and give him a shit ton of ammo because it's got soul rend or something. So it's basically instant death.
Yeah.
With it, or it's a lot of damage. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah, it says here that obviously this means in practice you'll be using it to drain your madmen and pass the will on to your other models. Then again, it discusses obviously Plague Doctor is like your version of Vlad. He was an iconic and a bit overpowered model, so they've changed him a little bit, giving him some different abilities.
I do believe I own the Plague Doctor.
They've changed the name of a couple of the models because they were a bit confusing.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
So, and then so they detail some of the changes, and then you get new rules. So you basically get this. You get this reanimation of the dead thing. So
because it fits with the new theme set.
So you get these model called husks.
Yeah.
So
yeah, to be fair, I really like the husks because the husks themselves look like they are the nurses that were in the original, but now dead versions of them reanimated, which is gorgeous.
Yeah. I must confess, this Doctors does look an intriguing faction to play. I think it's funny because you've done what I would do. I think you've picked one of the hard mode factions because these guys look really techy, really difficult to play because it's all about interacting with different models and stuff.
Well, we had this conversation with the guy on the stand, didn't we?
Yeah.
Because I said, I quite like playing Tau, I quite like playing stuff that's a challenge. I'm not a fan of just, run forwards and beat shit, like playing an orc army, for example.
Well, I mean, even Tau have been dumbed down, because now they're just point and shoot, aren't they?
Yeah, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like old edition Tau, not latest stuff.
So, yeah, I am absolutely pumped for this. Because the thing is as well, the other thing that's excited me about this is the timing is perfect. Because obviously we're just getting into the game properly. What better time to get into the game with a whole new rule set?
Right now, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, it's going to be amazing.
And just putting it out there, TTCombat do good second edition rules, because it's kind of what it is. It's not necessarily a full second edition, but it is version 2 of the rulebook. And Battle for Earth, which was the reskin for Drop Zone Commander, we both fucking love, don't we?
Yeah. I mean, I think it bodes well that they have obviously put a ton of work into this in terms of, let's go back to
R&D.
Well, in terms of rejigging and rebalancing the models, it's hard that again, sound like, the problem is we sound like we're banging a drum, but I'm looking at some of the changes that they've made. I think it's good that I'm reading articles that say they've got the word nerf in them. They've got the word tone down in them. Do you know what I mean?
Where am I on the main layout?
Your phone's died, sir.
Oh dear. Let's go have a look, see what's happened, shall we?
You're gone. I've got you still live. I haven't hidden
At my
you.
back. Oh, bollocks. Am I back, sir?
No, you're not. Just let me click on your...
Bravo, Charlie.
Just let me go to your main screen. No, sir. I have lost connection with your... Have you got your...
It's transmitting.
VidMe tab is open. Do you want to just send me
Yeah, my
your...
VidMe tab is the same link that I sent you previously.
Right, I was going to say, do you want to just check the link?
Yeah, the link's just the same. I've just taken it out and checked it. I'm just refreshing now.
Let me hide.
Yeah, I'm back on my screen, so maybe just give it a refresh. Cut the link out, put something else in briefly, then put me in again. Right, boys and girls, we're going to spray some colour shift in a minute. We're just waiting for gloss to dry.
Right. Okay.
Is it still playing up?
I've just basically removed your reference code. And I'm going to repost it. Hurrah! That's the first time that's ever happened to us, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I think for some reason my phone swiped off the screen and I hadn't realised. Don't know how.
Okay, so you'd put your phone into like standby mode.
No, it was active. It just had all of my Android tabs open, like every other app that's running in the background on my phone. So
yes,
I don't know.
You are now back, sir. And let me just check. There we go. Large layout. Googly eyes. David is back. David is back in the room.
So 3, 2, 1, I'm back in the room.
Man, that blood on the water looks cool. Very cool.
Tim made a comment on your buying more minis to play better. Pay to win. It's a weird concept.
Yes. Who would have thought that pay to win could be a thing? You know, I just think it's so refreshing to see a company who are like, yeah, he was overpowered, so you know your killer faction leader model, well, we've just nerfed the shit out of him, so good luck with that.
I'll admit though, TTCombat are a fresh breath of fresh air because they do say that if you feedback on the drop zone stuff, they'll fix it.
I just think they've got a very healthy attitude towards their games.
Well, they're the babies at the end of the day.
I mean, TTCombat are getting to the stage where they're being very brave. They're trying to support a large stable of games. And I hope they can make a go of it.
Really? For my argument, there's Rumble Slam.
Yeah.
Carnevale.
Yeah.
DZC.
Yeah.
And then their fantasy lineup, which doesn't actually have a game, but it's basically designed for Kings of War. Let's be brutally honest here. I wouldn't say that's a large stable of games.
Well, Drop Fleet.
Yeah, but Drop Fleet's... Drop Fleet is the only game that we don't like from TTCombat, isn't it?
Yeah, I just don't. It's just meh. But then again,
I've just filled up my airbrush bottle or airbrush thinner bottle because I run out of 30ml. Shows you how much airbrushing I've been doing lately.
yeah, I'm not. I mean, I've only had one game, I think, so I'm probably being a bit unfair to it. But yeah, I was a bit meh.
It's not the best.
To be fair, it's a tough sell for me with the old spaceships thing. I'm not a massive fan of that aesthetic and that game style. You know, buzzing around a planetary atmosphere, etc.
So the colours can be used directly or diluted with distilled water. Recommended proportions is 4 parts of colour to 1 part of water. We recommend working with a compressor pressure of between 10 and 15 psi. It's also possible to achieve different colour shift effects by mixing the colours.
Oh my god.
For brush application, dilute the colours with water in a recommended proportion of 4 parts colour to 1 part distilled water. The colour should be applied with even strokes in one direction only. Colours dry very fast on most surfaces. However, it's important to allow each coat to fully dry before applying the next one.
Which makes perfect sense.
Best effects are obtained using the Vallejo varnishes reference number blah blah and blah, and also Vallejo spray gloss varnish number reference 28 point blah blah blah. The shifters are produced according to European safety regulations and also conform to US regulation ASTM-D blah 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 blah.
Right.
And I got 102ml of paint apparently, because 6 times 17 mil. Hate to break it to Vallejo. 6 times 17 mil does not equal 102ml of paint.
No, it equals 112, I think, doesn't it? 7 sixes of 42. Yeah, it does.
Oh, it does.
Yeah,
it just doesn't.
Yeah. 7 sixes are 42 and 60 is 102.
Now, do I thin this with thinner, or do I thin this with water, or do I thin this with a drop of flow aid?
I don't know. What are you asking me for? You just read the instructions.
It says 4 parts colour to 1 part of distilled water, but I don't own any distilled water.
We'll just use ordinary water.
I also need I need a clean glove as well. Let me pick this glove up off the floor.
I guess you're probably better just using water, because there might be some incredibly complicated chemistry going on in those products. I'm surprised they're not designed to use with their thinners.
That's, again, surprising to me. Do you know what I mean?
Because it's like a Vallejo product, isn't it? You'd think they would start with that as the basic. But then again, maybe there's a reason thinners don't work well with them.
Right, we're down at 15 psi. This is going to feel weird and alien.
To be fair, as well, if you're only doing it 4-to-1 paint to water, they must be fairly thin out of the gate, are they?
Well, I know the Green Stuff World is ready to airbrush. Do you know what I mean?
And that's all but damn.
Yes, they are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 drops of paint. One, 2, 3. There we go. Bollocks.
Bollocks already? That doesn't sound good. Do you realise it's 5 to 10, sir?
No, I didn't, but apparently it is. So I want to get this on before people leave, before we leave for the evening.
Right, I'm just going to turn the stream off, everybody. Thanks for being here.
You're a cunt, sir.
Do you know what? Oh my god. I am fucking sick.
Oh my god. This is gorgeous. Right, Paul. Troop transport, tank, or flyer? Go, pick one.
Tank. Should I turn it? I'm just going to switch to the chat. Anybody who wants me to turn David off. See you later, Ricky. Oh, no. No, that's it. That's Tim going. Ricky's staying. Tim's going. Night, Tim.
I will initial comments, initial feedback. The flake size is a lot bigger than the Green Stuff World flake size.
Okay. Is that good or is that bad?
I don't really know at the moment.
I don't really know.
I don't really know.
Vera. Hack, splutter, hack it.
It also feels really weird spraying at this low of a PSI.
Does it feel odd?
Yes.
Does it feel uncomfortable?
Well, you know I usually spray it like 35.
Yeah, and
for everything.
Blow everything off your desk.
Yeah, it is the gold pale blue I'm using.
Did you just stare at yourself for a minute? It's thinking, this isn't gold or blue.
No, it's weirdly not really either.
Okay then.
It's definitely more. It's definitely more gold. I mean, I don't know if I move the camera, people might see that.
Well, should we go big mode? Do you want me to embiggen you?
I mean, you might be able to. You might not be able to.
All I can see there is your bloody hand. Were you showing us your black glove, you weirdo?
That's what I was. Yeah, that's what I was trying to do. Show you the black glove, but
yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Oh, actually, yes. This is fucking insanely good.
You're behind me.
I can't. Hang on. I can't put.
Over to the microphone.
Hang on.
Over to the microphone. Over to the microphone.
I'm just making sure that the airbrush is secure. So look at that blue.
Yes.
Then, if I go this way, it goes really.
It's looking a bit green.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's a weird, like, bluey green.
Left and right.
There you go.
Yes.
You see the blue and the green and the yellow. I'm thinking.
I'm not seeing.
To be fair,
I'll be honest. I'm not seeing any yellow, but those colour shifts are damn hard to show on the camera. Oh my god! Yeah, now we're seeing it.
Because of where the light is.
Yes. Yeah. Holy crap! Yeah, that works pretty good. Did you put your gloss black down?
Yeah.
Excellent.
That's gloss black. That's obviously that's had 2 coats. That's all that is. Now I will admit the Green Stuff World did require a good 3 or 4 coats. I don't know how you found the Green Stuff World to go down.
I didn't get that intensity of shift off 2 coats of the green stuff.
No, that's what I mean.
Nowhere near as vibrant. It was much more subtle. I think I ended up putting 4 coats, thin coats down of the Green Stuff World. Pardon me. So that looks a lot better.
And that might have something to do with the flake size being a lot bigger. Let's be honest.
Can you actually see the flakes in it?
Yes, you can. You can see the flakes in it. Particularly when you just start dusting it on, do you know what I mean? This is witchcraft and wizardry, and I love it!
Go back to the main scene. Right.
So I think
it's
that
time,
is us done
gentlemen,
tonight.
Please.
So, productive evening.
Yeah. I've dented some of this. Let's swap this out for the one we've been doing this evening. So, I have dented some of that. Still a lot to do, but that's the way with this GW terrain. Just keep picking at it. You've obviously been a hell of a lot more productive than me. Those colour shifts look fucking amazing.
They do. They are definitely gorgeous. And if anyone else can find them, I definitely recommend them for certain projects like this. They'd be really good on a set of NIDs.
Because they do, what do they do? 3 boxes of 6 different ones in each?
3 boxes of 6 different colours, and you can buy them individually.
Oh, that's even better, to be fair.
There's a really nice one in the space set that Ricky got that's like a fucking vibrant blue, like powder baby blue.
Are you gonna do what it says and try mixing and matching, do you think?
I may eventually on a different project, yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna feel brave. I bet that'd be interesting to see what effects you could get. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I bet you could overdo it. And just end up with some weird random
brown
oils.
Yeah.
Well, it might just like end up looking like an oil shimmer on a fucking rainbow colours, do you know what I mean? With no real definition to it. Right, everyone. It's time. So we're going to call it. Thank you very much for being with us, if you were. And we hope you got some stuff done. We're going to keep our eyes peeled on the comments. Apparently Tim's going to stick a comment in there and show us to bring us up to date on what he managed to get done with all his MDF stuff. And remember to, if you like the stream, just click like, share, subscribe, do all the YouTube beast stuff. It's all greatly appreciated. And David and I will be here next week to do some more painting and talk some more hobby nonsense. So until then, have a good week, everyone.
Peace.